Is Ethereum dead? Should you give up? Is Toncoin in trouble? When will it bottom? I'm Bill.
I'm Toby.
We're here to give you your morning crypto update. So, Toby, Ethereum. Is there any hope out there for us ETH heads, or is it just over?
Of course there is.
Of course there is.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not a Chicken Little, so if there's a drop in the market, and today's been relatively small, even Ton that went way down has recovered, and we can talk about that a little bit, but because I think that's really interesting. But yeah, like every time the market drops a tiny bit, we don't have to run around like Chicken Little. The sky is falling. The sky is falling.
Well,
the sky is falling.
The media is doing the sky is falling. I know, but the media is doing sky is falling on ETH because it's at a 40-month low. Right, the media.
Here's my true wisdom for you. You really want to know the truth.
Tell us.
Whatever the media says, do the frickin' opposite of it. I don't know how many times I have to say this, just I don't even worry about it. Why? Because they're wrong on the predictions of what's going to happen with the crypto market so often. It's like the crazy grandma in the closet. There's a reason she's in the closet. We put her in the closet because we couldn't take it anymore, So if you're listening to the crazy grandma in the closet, that's your problem. It's not my problem. It's your problem. So, I mean, great. If ETH is down, I mean...
It's at a 40-month low versus
Bitcoin.
It's 40-month low versus Bitcoin, which is why people are freaking out.
Okay. You know why that's great? Because we want the decoupling. I mean, the things that we want are going to be challenging, but that's what we want. We want them to decouple. We don't want Bitcoin, ETH, and Solana all moving up together. Then what's the point? Do you know what I mean? If Bitcoin and ETH move together all the time with everything, then why pick one over the other? They're exactly the same. Your profits are going to be the same. There's no difference, right? So we want the decoupling. We want Bitcoin to move differently. This allows us, to invest in different waves at different times, So if you're freaking out, get off the bull, take off your freaking diaper and, pull your thumb out of your mouth and stop listening to crazy grandma in the closet.
Did you hear that, people?
Stop it.
All right, so Toncoin, right?
Oh, this is really interesting.
A little bit, yeah, this is a little bit more twists and turns here.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, what's interesting about it is we picked it in one of our altcoin
Well, you said
Showdown.
Avoid it. You're right.
Well, that's what I mean. But it was picked in a showdown, and I said
no.
Avoid it. Yeah. So we could pick it again. What's interesting is that it went down, but then it went right back up. So there's two stories that can play out. Really, a lot of investing is about, for me, psychology, which is why I think I kind of have a leg up, and also the Solana psychic woo stuff too, right?
Right.
Because
especially that.
Because I just look at a chart and it feels a particular way to me, and I think we actually talked about it last night. If you didn't catch our show last night, it's still up. You can
subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, and I said just wait because I think there's probably going to be another dip with it. So we can look at a chart again if people want to see it, but. Yeah, so the narratives, what I was talking about is the narrative. So it could freak people out, or people could pile on because they want to support what's going on with them. Because a lot of people in crypto, I feel like they think that the charges are unfair against him. And, I can kind of relate. This is a big problem all over. I mean, it's a problem since the beginning of the internet, right? Is how much regulation do we want, right?
Right.
And how much do we need for safety? You don't get both,
Right.
The best is always the middle ground, right? So, I mean, what it boils down to with his charges is that, there's shady shit going on Telegram. Because it's private, and you can make your messages disappear and all of these other things, right? So we can't protect everybody from everything all the time, right?
Right.
But we can't live in the Wild West either, where, you can just shoot somebody and nobody cares. Well, that was your problem. You got in front of his gun. I mean, there has to be some regulation, right? But a maximum amount of freedom is good. I mean, when I was very young, I used to be an anarchist, right? And I'm like, let everybody, let God sort them out. Kind of a philosophy, right? We're all in charge of our own destiny. But what I realized as I got older is some people just need rules. I became a mom, structure, discipline, those things become understandable. The Wild West is full of opportunity, but it's also full of danger. So there's a happy medium for everybody. But anyway, we moved aside from that. Sorry.
Well, no. So I mean, there's this. I mean,
this is my psychology lesson.
There could be like a negative news flow on Ton because everybody was rushing to buy the dip yesterday. I mean, it started at 7.5.
Mm-hmm.
It hit 5 and change yesterday. Low 5 handle. Mm-hmm. Right. People are kind of enthusiastic for it this morning. With the market down. Right. Everyone's like, oh, discount shopping.
Right, that's the way I feel about everything. That's
right.
the way I've been feeling about everything for months. It's like, this is the time to shop. Buy the projects you love.
Like, I looked at it and I was like, wow, if it dipped below 5, that would be juicy. I don't know if that's too much to hope for. You did mention one more heave lower. There is going to be negative. There is going to be negative news flow. I mean, the guy is in custody, right?
Yeah. Watch the news, watch the lows if you love the project. And, I talked about some reasons why I thought it was interesting for onboarding people into things. So all those projects are really exciting. I'm just waiting to see what rises above the chaff on all of them. But if you like it, just keep watching.
Tapping into psychology, there was a tweet that went out this morning that said, there's a disproportionate number of people in crypto who are psychopaths, or there's a correlation between being a psychopath and loving crypto.
Yeah, there's also a correlation between being the CEO of a very successful company.
Right.
Oh, for sure, because people like to throw these terms around. I mean, I don't know if people really want me to go into psychology a lot, but
well, are we all psychos? I mean, are we?
Well,
are we all nuts? I know I've run into some characters.
Well, most personality traits run along a spectrum. But in order to be a successful CEO, or you have to have a lot of belief that you're right and other people are wrong. In that case, I might qualify as a psychopath. I don't know, you have to have a super high tolerance for risk, which if you think of what would be the opposite of a psychopath, those people have very low tolerance for risk. So, yeah, duh. I mean,
duh. Don't give up on Ethereum. Duh. Right? Toncoin new low, then recover. Duh.
We're going to call this the Dub report.
You're psycho. I'm psycho. We're all psychos and proud of it.
I know. Right. Oh, well, I mean, these terms get tossed around a lot until they don't really mean anything anymore. So I'm just like, well, what are your metrics? That's my thing. Is like, you can say that, but what are your metrics? But
All right.
Oh, did we want to do an altcoin pick today?
Yeah.
Do you have anything?
Well, I mean, you could go back to you could do Toncoin versus ETH. That's what we talked about.
Okay, let's do that.
I mean, we would always welcome something that would get the stink off our ETH positions, so any little hope would help.
Okay, so Toncoin is fighting. Oh, ETH, that's excellent. Yeah. If I had to pick one today, I would be ETH. But this goes along with, Ton is going to be battling for a little while.
Right.
If you love the project, wait for the low that you're happy with, and or go in now, and it may lose a little, but I think it'll eventually come back. So, but today, my pick is ETH.
All right. ETH forever. We'll see you tomorrow.